Bob Coppage here, Crotchety Old Geek here with another edition of BizTech Twists. And again, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be talking about business, about technology, other stuff, but with a twist, with a different perspective, a different way of looking at things. And today I want to talk about how you ought to be in videos. And what do I mean by that? And really, this is aimed at people who are trying to convey a certain level of professionalism or expertise or the like. And especially those of us who are more by nature a little bit introverted. You know, we may be content experts. We may know how to do stuff really, really well. And this is especially true in the IT world. But my God, we don't want to talk to other people because by and large, you and I probably are in agreement. Human beings are overall a bad idea. You know, I mean, let's face it, they haven't really improved the model much. And there's a lot of things that could be improved on. And we're not really comfortable talking about especially technical topics because there is some truth to the stereotype of IT folks. We love to be accurate. We're not so concerned about being understood. But here's my thought with this is that since that is such a difficult thing to be or to do, if you're able to convey some topics in very understandable ways, it kind of sets you apart, doesn't it? It kind of basically shows that you're willing to take the time to communicate things effectively and efficiently to other people, which is half the battle. You know, you talk to an IT person, you basically say, oh, I want to implement certificates for my website. And if the person basically launches into a 30-minute conversation as far as the issuer and here's the public versus private and the history, oh my goodness. Well, that person may be technically correct, but tactically useless because the other person has no clue. And especially if we come across as condescending, arrogant, and essentially not really caring whether or not the person who asked the question actually understood it or has value in it. So here's the thing. Can you take a concept that is important to we're going to talk about this strictly from a service provider standpoint. So from a potential client, by the way, this is not an IT issue. This could be for anybody. What is a question you get answered often? A relatively simple question. Can you break that question down into half a dozen or so bullet points? And I mean, good old fashioned PowerPoint bullet points. And then with a summary. You now have a video. You now have something, an encapsulated message that shows A, you have expertise. B, you're willing to share your expertise. C, you're willing to share your expertise in a way that someone else who doesn't understand this stuff is not going to feel bad about. You're going to come across as authentic. And especially if you're in a service delivery or sales product or whatever, you're going to come across as somebody who's willing to help explain things. And if any of you, I was just talking with somebody at Simplex-IT, my company, who was out shopping with her husband for mattresses and apparently got a lecture and a half about mattresses. And apparently there is a proper side that you're supposed to sleep on. I kid you not. It is the left side, apparently. The person did not make a sale because they just went on and on about details of the mattress and not really paying attention to the questions that was being asked.
Are you fed up with reactive IT providers who take too long to respond, let problems fester, and nickel and dime you for every little thing? Say goodbye to those frustrations by choosing Simplex-IT, home of Amazon's best-selling author and BizTech Twist host Bob Coppage. As Northeast Ohio's friendly neighborhood MSP, Simplex-IT has been providing top-notch managed and co-managed IT services since 2007, supporting hundreds of clients locally and across the United States. With a managed service provider like Simplex-IT, you'll benefit from proactive maintenance, 24/7 monitoring, and streamlined technology that will help you grow your business. Visit simplex-it.com for more information and to start experiencing stress-free IT today.
So here's the opportunity for you to basically do a better job. What is the question that they're asking? What is a very simple answer? And here's the way you can do a video. By the way, I am stealing and reinforcing a little bit from a couple of concepts. There's actually a woman by the name of Shay Rowbottom, who's very, very much on LinkedIn, very effective. And here at Simplex-IT, we actually used her tools a little bit as far as creating videos for quite some time. And there's also a concept, marketing concept called They Ask You Answer, aka TAYA, which we're big believers in as well. And then there's also another story process for sales called the story brand. So you kind of throw all these together. But here's the video concept. You set up, here's the question or the problem that you're going to answer. And you simply say, you set it up with a sentence or two. And then you have 6 bullet points. Bullet point number 1, bullet point number 2, bullet point number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Each one that just simply defines a interest or suggestion or background of the point you're trying to make. And then your summary. What's your call to action? What should somebody do? That's it. And here's the thing. What you can do is you can essentially, instead of saying, oh, I can't remember all that. I'm not a memorizing machine or the like. So fine, don't. Essentially, you read your first line, take a break. Read the first bullet point, take a break. Read the second bullet point. Because then what you do is you cut out all the false starts. And the third and the fourth and the fifth and the sixth and all that. And you literally are just standing there or sitting there at your desktop with your camera going. If you want to have fancy lighting, that's great, but you don't need it because you're looking to be authentic. And believe me, I have done a couple of thousand videos. And with this face, if I can do it, you can do it too. But all you're doing is you're just basically making those entry point, 6 bullet points, closing point. That's it. Those 8 points. You want to deliver a copy or version of each one of those points you're okay with. And then either edit them yourself or send them off to somebody on Fiverr or the like. This is called cut editing. That's all you have to do. And then throw your logo at the beginning and the logo at the end and maybe your contact information if you want. Have a call to action if you want, but don't make it a biggie. And by going that route, you've now created a video that essentially differentiates you from your competition. And it also reinforces the concept that someone says, hey, I just want to ask a question. That's all I want to do. Fine, I'm here. I'm here to answer questions. I'm here to help out. And especially if someone looks at your website, looks at your YouTube channel, looks at your social media presence, because this stuff can be regurgitated all over the place. You can reuse the social media on any of them. I mean, here at Simplex-IT, okay, we've got YouTube channel, we got Facebook, we got LinkedIn, we've got all those other things that kids use that I don't understand. And apparently Pinterest is a big thing on ours. And Patty is laughing at me now. As well as Instagram. And I'm sure our CompuServe and MySpace accounts are doing very, very well indeed. For those of you who have no idea, ask your parents. But the idea is that you are sharing your knowledge. You're sharing your information. You're doing so in a very, very consumable way and a very approachable way. And here's the fun part. If someone ever asks you that question, especially on social media, and you can reply or via email, and you can reply with a, hey, yeah, we did a video on that 3 months ago. That's different from you taking the time to answer it at this moment. And the reason I say that is because that kind of says that you're not just a one-off. Oh, yeah, I'll answer this question, but I'm not going to answer another one. And especially in so many cases today, when we take a look at it, especially those of us who are in service delivery of some kind or another, in my opinion, our biggest competition is not from people delivering similar services, but from the commoditization of the service delivery. And the things that we can do that make our messaging unique, make our messaging more genuine, more authentic, are differentiators that are going to last. And I love it when we talk to a client or a potential client, about possibly using our services and they ask questions. And I can send them. I had one conversation where I sent them like 4 videos. Here's a video on how we do co-managed. Here's a video on what our values are. Here's a video on the multi-factor authentication, that strategy we talked about. Each one of those are about 2 minutes. Plus, I'll add a couple of pieces, parts, a little bit of information on it as well. The cost for someone to edit these videos is usually in the $20 range, $20 to $30 range. When you find somebody on Fiverr or the like to do it, you should be able to come up with the bullet points and write one down, especially, once you've done it once or twice. You should be able to do that and record the videos within a half an hour to an hour max to start with. And you can even hire somebody, an intern or the like, especially to help write the content. So you should be the person, depending on if you're the one who wants to be viewed as the content expert, if you're the one who's looking to for the spokesperson for your organization, you should be the one on the videos. So, want to send me some pics? Oh, that might not be the best question to ask these days. Sorry about that. Anyway, if you do a video, post a link in comments. Tell me how it was for you. Anyway, for BizTech Twists, this is Bob Coppage. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, make some friends. Let me know what it's like to have a friend. I hear it's pretty cool. Catch you later.